Hello, my fiery friends. Welcome to another awesome and fiery fun stream. I'm your host, the Infernoman here, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you are at. So, what are we going to be playing now here and going into 2026? Well, we still have some time before Lorwyn Eclipse pops up at the end of the month. I am super duper excited for that that whole series. We have literally like so many cards that are being spoiled right here and now. Although I would love to take the time to do all of that and discuss all that today, I actually wanted to go over a deck tech for you that I think will be a fun one overall. But what exactly are we going to be playing today? Well, I'm glad you asked. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into it right now and show you exactly what we're going to be playing for this morning. Alright, so, see, there we go. Awesome. Yay! Okay, so without further ado, join me today in the Pioneer format for a deck that is simply humans and taxes. Everyone's not so keen on taxes. I definitely do not like them. But in this instance, we should be able to hopefully just outdo our opponent. There's a lot of combo decks out there, so I figured, you know what? Maybe this is the right deck for the meta at the moment. But let's go over the stats of the deck first. And for those of you that are popping in right now, thanks again for joining us this morning, and hopefully having all wonderful wonderful morning wherever you're at. But here's how it's going to be broken down. For those of you that are joining us, we'll go over the stats of the deck really briefly. We'll cover every single card in the deck and how the deck is meant to work, and then we'll play as many matches as we can here in best of one in the Pioneer format for today. And if you do like the deck, halfway through the stream, we'll upgrade the deck and see what you can really do if you actually do not want to hold back on the budget. But of course, we'll do the budget one for all of you out there. So, as first we get in, long-time viewers of the channel know how we do it. We got to talk about the stats of the deck before we dive right in. So our humans and taxes deck is going to be Orzhov colors of white and black. Average mana curve looks like it's going to be about 1.9. And again, literally, this is just all creatures. It's 34 creatures total, 4 instants, and 22 lands. So that's literally why we're going to be honing in on just that. As far as how it looks, here's mostly how it's going to be broken down. So we'll just talk about the only non-creature spell in the whole deck, which is just a Fatal Push. Fatal Pushes, of course, are just our only spot removal in the deck. But otherwise, we're just trying to accumulate as many humans as we can to just overwhelm our opponent with nice value. And hopefully we should be able to slow them down or at least completely shut them down with select cards that we have in the deck. So in the in the 1-drop slot here, we have Dauntless Bodyguard. When it enters, you just pick another creature, and you can sacrifice the Dauntless Bodyguard if you need to give that chosen creature indestructible until end of turn. One of our protection spells to make sure key cards in our game plan here do not get destroyed. 2 copies here of Cecil Dark Knight / Cecil Redeemed Paladin here. He has Death Touch. He's a 2/3. He actually does a lot of good damage early on. Granted, he will make us lose life early on. However, if you can flip it into Redeemed Paladin, that's where he can really shine. So it's actually, if nothing else, a good blocker in the early part of the game. In the 2-drop slot here, we'll be utilizing Banalish Sleeper here. It also has a kicker ability. It's a 3/1, 2-mana Human Phyrexian Human Soldier. If it enters and you kicked it, you could sacrifice a creature of your choice. And then for doing so, your opponent will also have to sacrifice a creature as well. So this is kind of like our pseudo spot removal to force our opponent to sacrifice certain things that we also have a hard time dealing with, like hexproof creatures or indestructible creatures. But that's also why we also have a Fatal Push, kind of like as a 2 ways of spot removal here. For pumping up our game plan here, we'll utilize Coppercoat Vanguard here. Every other human we control gets +1/+0 and Ward 1. The Ward 1 may not seem like it does too much, but it can help us kind of just throw off our opponent's curve just enough to hopefully turn the tide in our favor. Phyrexian Missionary here is a Phyrexian Human Cleric. It has kicker of 2, so originally it's just a 2/3 for 2 mana. However, if you manage to kick it, you can then return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So this can be a nice way for us to kind of just bring back whatever we sacrifice with Banalish Sleeper. Maybe we can reuse our Dauntless Bodyguards, or just bring back whatever we need to. And a pretty good body there with Lifelink can help us stabilize. However, the real fun here in the taxes begins with Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. So it's a time-tested classic here when it comes to a taxing card here. So it's a 2-mana, 2/1 legendary creature, Human Soldier. First strike, and non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. This is the whole reason why we're actually doing completely creatures in the deck, because this way we actually do not tax ourselves, and we should hopefully be able to overwhelm our opponent with the taxing that they're going to get. Even though it only means they're going to have to pay 1 extra, in many instances, a lot of opponents do get thrown off when that happens. So don't underestimate this card. We have a new card added to taxes in the form from Avatar Last Airbender here. My Scornful Striker, a 2-mana 2/2 human noble ally with first strike. And it says, whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, they will lose 2 life. In some instances, and many combo-heavy decks out there right now, this can really start punishing our opponents. They get maybe a little too cheeky with all the spell slinging that's been going around, especially decks like Is It Phoenix. So this should hopefully host Is It Phoenix completely. General's Enforcer is going to be essential for the game plan here to protect all of our humans. General's Enforcer here is a 2-mana 2/3 human soldier that says legendary humans you control have indestructible. So this, as long as it's out, will protect protect Thalia, protect Cecil. You kind of get the idea. It just helps ensure that we can just keep doing our game plan here. For 4 mana, its secondary ability allows you to exile a card from a graveyard. And if it was a creature card, you get to create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. So this can help us, again, just slowly go wide. And also, it's technically graveyard hate, although it is a little expensive, but it still goes well. In the 3-drops, I will have 3 copies of Adeline Resplendent Cathar. So for 3 mana, an Asterisk and 4 human knight. It has vigilance, and it says its power is equal to the number of creatures we control. So as the game progresses, this will get bigger and bigger. However, whenever it attacks, for each opponent, you get to create a 1/1 white human creature token that's tapped and attacking a player or planeswalker they control. So this will also be great for us to ensure that you can just make sure you keep going bigger and bigger and also going wide at the same time. Since we're going all in on humans here, we're going to throw in at least a single copy here of General Kudro. So General Kudro here, a 3 mana, 3/3, legendary creature, human soldier that gives all humans +1/+1. Anytime General Kudro or another human we control enters, you exile a card from an opponent's graveyard. So additional graveyard hate on top of the General's Enforcer here. And then for 2 mana, you can sacrifice 2 humans to destroy a target creature with power 4 or greater. So if we have to deal with anything that's bigger than what our humans can deal with here, we have no problem, of course, wiping them out, just sacrificing a couple of our cheap tokens along the way. And then finally, on the end of the curve here, at 4 mana, and only 2 copies of Azula on the Hunt. She has Firebending 2, and it's a 4/3 legendary creature, human noble. Whenever Azula attacks, you lose 1 life, and you get to create a clue token. However, thankfully, because of the Firebending ability, pretty much that's what you're going to use that red mana for. It's just to help just draw through your deck with the clue tokens she will add up. Now, as far as the mana base is concerned here, again, this is a budget deck in the early part, so we're going to be utilizing here 7 plains, 5 swamps, a single copy of Misty Palms Oasis here that enters tapped, but you can sacrifice it later on to draw a card. Secluded Courtyards and Unclaimed Territory are perfect for the deck because we're mostly all in on just, well, creature deck. So it's actually good for us. And a single copy here of Volatile Fault to deal with non-basic land hate. Mostly it's going to be creature lands we don't want to have a time dealing with here. Now, going over the sideboard here, if you do want to play this in best of 3, here's what I'd recommend for you for that sideboard. We'll have copies here of Deafening Silence. Since we're mostly all in on a creature package here, this, of course, should not affect us. Every player cannot cast more than 1 non-creature spell each turn. So if we are having maybe opponents that tend to blow up our Mize or anything else and we want to swap out, we can be a little bit more controlling by throwing this in or stacking them up with, say, like Mai to make sure our opponents don't get, again, too combo and control happy. Imposing Sovereign here for enemy creature decks, because this makes all creatures an opponent controls enter tapped. So this will lock them down and slow them down while we hopefully can be more aggro with our game plan. We'll throw in Cathar Commando here. It has Flash. It's a 3/1, so it can be either a good chump blocker for us, or if nothing else, sacrifice the creature to destroy an artifact or enchantment. For life gain decks out there, we will have Knight of Dusk Shadow here. It's a human knight with menace, and it means our opponents cannot gain life. So we can gain life, but our opponents cannot. It also has a small ability here that's not a huge deal, but it can be helpful in some instances. It can pump itself up for 2 mana to give it 1/1 until end of turn. And then finally, on the very end of the curve here, is going to be Nightclubber here. When this creature enters, creatures and opponent controls will get -1/-1 until end of turn. You can blitz it in, meaning you can play this and make it get haste, but it will get sacrificed at the end of a turn. However, that's not a big deal for us because mostly this is just to soften up more go wide token decks to then hopefully just clear the board and we can just beat down our opponent with a nice aggressive attack. But otherwise, that is the whole game plan for you, everybody. So now that you got a chance to see what the deck is trying to do, let's have the fun part of this stream go off here. Let's play as many matches as we can in best of 1, and let's see how well the deck can do. All right, hold on. We'll actually play the upgraded one a little bit later on, so don't worry. We'll talk about the upgraded deck in a little bit, everybody. But for now, we're going to play some ranked best of 1 here. We're at Platinum right now, so let's see if maybe we can rank up a little bit with this deck. I don't expect too much, but even a couple wins here and there will be great. Okay, so while we're loading up here, got a question for everybody out there. Question for you is, what have you been thinking right now if you've seen Lorwyn Eclipsed? We've had a lot of cards get dumped to us throughout this week, so hopefully, again, you'll see some really cool stuff. And I definitely have a handful of cards I've already written down that we're definitely going to start building around once that set comes out at the end of the month. Let me know in the comments below, again, what your thoughts are on Lorwyn Eclipsed, everybody. But until then, okay, let's see our curb here. Okay. Nice curb. We can do 1, 2, 3, nice and easy here. We'll throw out, of course, Dauntless Bodyguard. The first one won't get a chance to do anything, but Maya, of course, will start taxing opponents, and Adeline here can help us bring up the rear. That's pretty good, right? All right, opponents. Grand. Oh, okay, so it looks like they're going to be playing the Lessons deck, which is perfect for us because we have the right card to hose them down. But for now, Let's play our Swamp. Man, I kind of wish we had a Fatal Push right now. That actually would have been perfect. But it's okay. Not a big deal. Okay, Grand doing its thing. She's going to discard and draw. That's cute. Okay, they shock themselves. All right. So what this means, though, is... Let's see. Let's put out Coppercoat Vanguard first. I anticipate our opponent probably has some removal, even though they just brought out an Iroh's Demonstration. Wait for it. Yep, there's Fiery Impulse. Okay. So, the tricky part now is knowing when to put out Mai, and we can then protect her. Which hopefully should be this turn. Okay. Opponent is still not quite going off just yet. That's okay. On human. So, we do it this way. Mai comes down. Opponents. No, they got the counter spell. Okay. Well, that means Dauntless Bodyguard doesn't get a chance to do anything, but we're gonna have it there just to prevent Grand from just attacking us. Wow, who would have thought? Of all cards in Avatar, it was Grand that ended up being the breakout card from the set. But it's okay. We still have ways of getting around her. Boomerang Basics. All right, opponent is going off here. Joy. We could use another Mai, or at the very least, Thalia also would be great here. Okay. Opponent's still finding a way to go off here. Still annoying. That's okay, everybody. Not a huge deal. Okay. And our turn. All right, great. Okay, General's Enforcer will be nice once we get to that. But until then, Adeline. Dauntless Bodyguard protecting Adeline. All right. No attacks yet. Okay, so our opponent unfortunately does have the advantage here because they can start going off with their stuff, but that's not a huge deal. We're hoping that we should be able to... Okay, so they will hurt all of our creatures here, so at the very least... Okay, Adeline gets a little weaker for a bit, but it is protected. Okay, so it's down to 1 as a 1-3. It's okay, though. Once we get General's Enforcers down, we should also be good with Adeline for a bit. I would like to start exiling Lessons so that we could turn off Grand. Let's see. Or Steel Cut. Oh, jeez. Alright. So unfortunately, man, if only we held on to Mai a little bit longer, we probably could have hosed our opponent a ton here. Okay. Opponent swinging. Big swing. And Grand. They do the card draw, discard. We'll block one of the Otters. So we only go to 12. Okay, General Kudro. Okay, well that's not too bad, but I mean still, it's a ways to go before we can actually do anything. Okay, so General's Enforcer. General's Enforcer number 2. So Adeline definitely has Indestructible, which is nice. We will swing here. Make a token. So now we can start going wide with our tokens. And also Adeline has Vigilance, so we can just keep attacking here. Alright. Opponent, what will you do? Storm Chaser's talent again. Okay. They will have to go over Adeline if they want to actually start swinging. So let's see. Do they have enough? No? Okay. Well, that helps us out a bit. Man, if we only had Nightclubber from our sideboard, this would actually be the all-star card for this this game. Okay, Corey Steelcutter. Ooh, boy. All right. We got Mai. Beautiful. This is actually the best card we can get right now. So now we can start hosing our opponent. Opponents, what will you do? Nothing. Now we start getting our swings in. They're going to start blocking with tokens sooner or later. Okay, down to 7 opponents. Can't get too cheeky here. They can only afford maybe 4 things here before they start going off. Okay, they go to level 2. So they bounce back a sorcery. That's still not enough, though. But even if they bounce back, say, what was it, Iroh's Demonstration? They have to blow up both General's Enforcers to get to Mai. And that in itself will also punish them by hitting them for 2 damage. Can we stop the Is It deck? Ooh, they got Boomerang Basics. Okay, Spider Bluff now. That's good. Okay, nice. So, General Kudro coming in as well. Alright. What do we eat? We'll eat Iroh's Demonstration. All right. Okay. Big swing here. And we'll also eat another Iroh's demonstration, so that shuts off Gran. Opponents. There's no pump from the Otter, so they have to block everything. Alright, nice. Big swing there, down to 5. Alright, and with that, we should be good to go now. And our opponent has had enough. We managed to shut down the deck itself. One of the best decks currently running around in the format right now. And we got our win. All right, I'll take it. Yay, nice. Cholera Kaput, opponent talking right now on Twitch. Hello, Mr. Infernoman at Arms. Can I ask you what format you're playing right now? We're playing Pioneer right now. I know it's not the most popular format right now, but it's a format that I enjoy. Also, just because with currently how Standard's running with the Lessons decks out there, I'm going to wait until we get to Lorwyn, and then we'll jump back into Standard once we get to Lorwyn in a couple weeks. Not to mention also because I need time to game plan brand new fresh deck ideas. So right now we're just kind of going through the older Eternal formats to see what other fun things we can do with the Avatar cards we haven't had a chance to play around with, like Mai here and Azula. But thanks for asking, and thanks again for joining us this morning. How you doing? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Okay, so here we go. Game 2, everybody. Let's see. Can we get some more wins today? Hopefully we can. But there you go, everybody. Nothing else. You got to see there the best way you can go off with this deck, especially against Spellslinger decks. Mai here was an all-star and definitely shut down our opponent from the last game. Okay, so let's see here. I'm feeling a little aggressive here, so we'll put down Mai already. Opponent's got Deserted Beach. Okay, nothing yet. Okay, that's good. We will place on Human here. Dauntless Bodyguard on Mai. So that gives us a little bit of protection here. Maybe. Opponents? Oh, they got the normal lies. But we do get to ping them. That's good. Oh, hold on. We're getting spam already, everybody. Hold on. Before I continue. There we go. Okay. Say no to spam, everybody. Say no to spam. Okay, so for now, getting the damage down to 16. Okay. So let's see. So opponent is playing Azorius Control. Okay, we got another Dauntless Bodyguard. That's good. We'll try this again. Does our opponent have more? Okay, great. We managed to give it protection. So the only thing that would hurt us would be if they have on the next turn, what's it called? They have the Wandering Emperor. That's what's going to hose us here. So we might want to be a little bit trickier with our stuff in a bit. Okay, opponents. What else you got? Got a full hand. Surely they must be playing something. Okay. Okay, they're looking carefully at the Dauntless Bodyguard, which protects Mai. Anything else, opponents? Maybe? Okay, March. No, they managed to actually get something that goes around us. So at the very least, here's how we do this. This is going to sound awkward here, and trust me, hear me out on this. We hurt ourselves, we Fatal Push it, so we can bring it back with Phyrexian Missionary. I know, that's not, our opponent probably looked at us like, wait, I'm very confused. But there is a method to the madness. Down to 9. So if we can just get one more land, Phyrexian Missionary can bring back Mai, so we can reuse her. That's the game plan. Oh, already? Opponents already gave up there. Okay, yay! I'll take another win, and we get to rank up a little bit. Nice, very nice. Okay, a win's a win, so I will take that. Cleric, but is Mai comparable to Iridescent Vinelasher in the human lineup? That's a good question, actually. But I think Iridescent Vinelasher and Mai, they can coexist in the same deck, but in different ways. With Iridescent Vinelasher, Cholera, Iridescent Vinelasher wants you to have a lot of lands. So I would think, I don't know, there might be moments where I'm not sure if they actually could work together, but you really have to kind of be good about your deck building. You probably would want creatures that can actually get you more lands, while at the same time allowing you to not get too punished by Mai's own ability, because Mai's ability is universal. It hits anybody. But that's a good question on that one. I would think Mai is more like Campbell. So Mai is a cheaper version of Campbell where he was a 3-mana Orzhov card. I'll see if I can pull him up a little bit later on. But anytime an opponent does a non-creature spell, you ping them for 2, but you gain 2 life. So while technically I guess they're both redundant, Mai kind of feels a little bit better because she is faster because of her lower mana curve. There's a question on that one. I do love Iridescent Vinelasher though. I love that card from Bloomborough. Definitely an awesome card currently. But I think it's definitely a card that more people should be playing. Alright, so let's see. How do we do this here? If our opponent plays the Shambling Gat, well actually we'll play the Thalia. So we can tax our opponent here. Even if they have the removal, they have to pay more in order to get around it. Okay, Gifted Aetherborn. Alright. Opponents. So it's tempting to block it now, but they will -1/-1, and kill Thalia, so we'll wait. We're going to wait it out. Okay, we got Mai. That's good. But for now, we'll do it this way. Name Human. We'll play Coppercoat Vanguard. So that now gives Thalia some protection here. Okay, down to 17. Okay, so this helps us out a bit. If they're okay, so they're playing Nykthos here. Okay, so it's going to be a... Looks like they're playing a Devotion deck. Oh, it's been a little while since we've seen a Devotion deck, so that's cool. We'll play Azula on the Hunt. So, no attacks yet. Once we can get Mai in, I think we should be okay. But we're going to wait it out, because it really depends on what our opponent's trying to do here. Unholy Annex, okay. So, now that we've seen this, we need to find a way around things here. Volatile Fault. Okay, so do it this way. Mai coming in and blow away that Nykthos. So that denies them their ability to make a ton of mana. Okay, so that buys us time. And then from here, what do we want? I guess Coppercoat Vanguard number 2. Okay, giving ourselves more ward is helpful. Okay. I think, let's see. Azula on the Hunt is tempting to do. But we're going to wait. That Gifted Aetherborn is the only thing that holds us back from actually going off. Literally just one card. Okay, ooh, Shieldred. Oh, okay. Well, that's also a problem for us. Okay. A Fatal Push could only pop up right now. That would be great. But otherwise, let's see. Okay, so if our opponent at this point has the right pieces here, this is actually going to be kind of tricky. Only just because we have a hard time getting around these cards. Do we swing or do we wait it another turn? Oh man, if we only had our Fatal Push right now, we can actually get rid of these things and just kind of get super aggressive. But okay. No attacks yet. We'll wait it out. At least one more turn. Opponent is gaining a life back. Phyrexian Missionary will be good if we get to... we got the Aclazaz. Okay, so at this point now our opponent really could just hold back too. Okay, we got the Fatal Push, so I guess that's better than... Okay. So this is our swing here. We have to do it. Big swing here. Dead Splendid, good morning. Hello there, my fire friend. How you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. You're just in the middle of us trying to get through Mono Black Devotion with our Human Taxes deck. Clerica, can you see a black burn deck where a Bloodletter of Aclazaz and Vinelasher would work? Or is Unstoppable Slasher still overarching piece in that combo? That's a really good question on that one. Let me see what... Let's see. First off, let's get our damage in, so down to 9. And then from here... let's draw a card. Okay, so we did get that. That means we Fatal Push away... Let's see, what do we Fatal Push, though? I guess the Shieldred's got to go. We hurt ourselves. That's a small price to pay. Okay. Creatures do die. That's okay, though. And Human. We will pass here. But yeah, to answer your question, Clerical, that's actually a tough one. It is, I think, in theory, doable, but I don't know. Oh, geez, they had another Shieldred. All right, well, at this point, we might be cooked. So we discard a card, unfortunately. I'm gonna put this as the 5. If we can get otherwise another Fatal Push, maybe we have a shot, but it's not looking good. Okay, so we ping our opponent for 2, but it doesn't matter. They throw away our last card. We go to 15, but they get to gain life again. Dang. Okay, another Azula on the hunt, but that's just not going to work for us. Even if I cast her, still not enough. Alright, our opponent got us that time. Dang it. Such a shame. It's all good, though. It's all good. We already got a couple wins in, so we could take the L here and there. No big deal. Yeah, actually, I'm still trying to think about how we can make that work. A Black Mert deck using Bloodletter, Alcazaz, Vine Lasher. I don't know if it would be good because, let's see, only just because you really don't get more value out of Vine Lasher unless if you're a landfall deck. Maybe, I don't know, a Golgari landfall deck? Like a Golgari landfall deck using Vine Lasher, Alcazaz, and Unstoppable Slasher in theory can work. You can actually make all 3 of them work together. It would be a little bit clunky, but I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to see if we can do it. That's fun. Have you seen my Dimir decks I've sent? I have, but unfortunately I haven't had time to actually kind of play around with them myself, Dense Planet, so I do apologize on that, but I do see them. So thank you again, as always, for sending those decks. Let's see if I can make time to see what I can do with them. But as always, you always tend to come up with, you definitely know your niche. I will say that, if nothing else. Okay, so let's see here. Going into our next game here. 4th game for the day. Opponent is Razorverse Thicket, Hollow Fountain. Okay, so are they a landfall deck? Let's see here. Let's play Generals and Forcer first. Do they have the counterspell? I assume they might have a counterspell. Maybe spot removal. Something. Okay, nothing yet. So the Enforcer sticks in. That's good. Okay. Opponents. Okay. Cryptomancer. Interesting. So are they a Bogle deck? Well, this might be actually where Banalish Sleeper does come in handy. Clark Kaput. Smell Snare in Pioneer now, too. Yes, that's right. Thanks to, what is it, Lorwyn now. We got Spell Snare. I don't know if that's gonna... I mean, that is a pretty... That's a pretty big deal, overall. Okay, come on, opponents. Tap out. Tap out. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, if they could only tap out right now, that'd be good. But if they added on Curious Obsession, they have to swing, or they do lose it. So it looks like our opponent is playing a Bogles deck, which I realize now we actually are getting Slippery Bogle into Arena. The original Bogle itself is coming. Block with General's Enforcer, alright. No hidden card draw for that opponent. So, this should be a good turn for us, because now that we know that they're playing Bogles, that means our opponent is all in on only a couple of creatures. Okay. So they fight our creature. Annoying. But it's not the worst. Okay, so we got the Fatal Push. That'll be helpful for later on. But for now, Banana Sleeper. Small price to pay to sacrifice him, but gets rid of the hexproof creature. And that's exactly why we want this card in the deck. So there we go. Managed to hose him there. Okay. If our opponent has another card that's hexproof. Okay, they got Light Paws. Oh, okay. That's good, though. Because now, Mai comes in. We'll play the... Oh, wait. Oh, jeez, I did this wrong, did I? No, I did this wrong. Okay. Can I take that back? Dang it, I can't take it back. Okay. Human. And... I guess I'll... That's... Okay, so I kind of messed up a little bit here, because I realized I should have played the Swamp, and I should have Fatal pushed away when I had the shot. If our opponent starts stacking hexproof stuff, then we might be dead. Okay? But at the very least, we could ping away. Okay. So what does our opponent play, then? If they don't put protection on it, then we have a shot. Okay, what our opponent does. Okay, so they did get Kaya's Ghost Form. Dang it. Blade Cover Scout. Okay. They can't swing anyway, because Light Paws is not strong enough. Okay. Oh, they do. Wait, no. They do. Wait. No? Maybe? Wait, hold on. Okay, I mean, they can't be blocked. I guess they do get a free swing. And they want to. Opponent, I really had to think about that one for a second. Okay, so opponent's going to start scrying, which is very annoying. Can't do anything yet to them. That's okay. General's Enforcer will be good for a little bit. So we'll play the Enforcer. So now Mai can actually just keep doing her thing. Let's see here. If they have protection, that's going to be really awkward for us. Coppercoat Vanguard. Okay. So now, do we Fatal Push now or on when they actually... Okay. Actually, no, we'll wait until they cast. So hopefully that means we can just force them to reset. Okay, starting town, that's good. Okay, opponents. Okay. This is going to be a tricky turn right here. We're trying to see if we can get that Light Paws out of the way. Even though one incorrectly played land cost us here. We'll take the damage for now. Because I don't want to make our opponent think we have anything in hand just yet. Okay. So. Opponent, 3 cards in hand. Come on. Play another Aura. No? Dang it. Okay. So let's see. Do we do it now? Oh, wait. Secluded Courtyard. Not quite what we want just yet, but we'll play it. So at least General's Enforcer can start making for us tokens. We're going to wait. Okay, patience now. And trust me, I tend to be very impatient when it comes to playing the game, but I got to have patience right now. I got to make sure they tap out. Okay, so that means now... Hold on. Name on there, I'm guessing. Cryptomancer? Okay, so there we go. Fatal Push now. We ping ourselves. Small price to pay, but that's okay. That means Light Paws has to get reset. Okay. And then from here, I guess we'll start eating up things here to make tokens. Okay. Okay, so now at least now we can start building up some extra tokens. Okay. Is there a way out of this? Blade Cover Scout again. There's actually a lot of hexproof 1/1s now, I realize, running around Pioneer. But it looks like our opponent has ran out of auras, so that's good for us. So that means we should be able to go on the offensive here and now. That's good. So Actually, wait, should we swing with everything? I guess we can. Keep back the Coppercoat Vanguard. Okay, opponents. What will you do? Okay, anything? Okay, blocking with the Glade Cover Scout. That's cute. Okay, down to 15. Down to 12. All right. So now we have mana open now. We can start making more tokens, which is good. We could start eating up all their cheap little creatures here, and that should help us out a ton. Okay. I think we might stabilize. I just want to get rid of that Light Paws. If we can get rid of Light Paws here, then we're definitely set. Okay, but until then, I guess another question I want to ask all of you. Has any card stood out from you from the previews from Lorwyn Eclipsed, everybody? Was there anything that popped up besides, what is that, a new creature? Any of the elementals that have been revealed? I'm definitely can tell you right now, we're definitely going to be playing a lot of creature decks coming up in the next month or so. So that'll be great. We'll be playing things like Kithkins, and we'll be playing Goblins again. Playing Elves, of course. And there's going to be a lot of good stuff. So I'm definitely looking forward to Lorwyn coming out soon. It's going to be so much fun for us for that set. Okay, opponent is digging out an aura. Which aura will they get, though? What were they going to get? Okay, clock's ticking, opponent. They're down to 10. We both have 1 card each. I don't know what their last card is. Okay, so they do have Sentinel's Eyes. So that means they're going to swing. They do. Okay, we will eat a Glade Cover Scout. So we can make another human. Okay, so from here... Okay, how do we do this here? I think... I'm actually going to block with both of these. So it's more important for us to take out Light Paws. If they have protection, now's their chance to do it. Okay, opponents. Okay, slip out the back. So they ping themselves down to 7. That helps us out a bit. Ooh, okay. So they take out our card there. Okay. Ooh, Banalish Sleeper. That's good, actually. So let's see. We have... We'll do it this way. Pay the cost. Make them sacrifice. And then we will sacrifice a token. So they lose 1 creature there. Alright. So, no attacks now, because we can't really do anything, but that's okay. Den Splendid. Definitely knew a Johnny for mono white tokens on the very third turn. Definitely, yes. Yes. I saw him. He makes Kithkin tokens, but tokens in general. Tokens are definitely going to be coming back. I know they will be with a Johnny. Maybe we might actually be able to pull off white weenies with him. Okay, opponent didn't want to swing, and there we go, everybody. We got our opponent there. Yes, take that, opponent. All right. Hey, taxing opponents has been working. I guess a lot of people are getting greedy with spell slinging these days in non-creature decks, so yeah. Deck feels pretty good so far. I'm happy about it. All right, let's keep the good times rolling. 1 loss so far, 3 wins. Okay, so yeah, I am happy about that so far. Okay, so what color... Actually, that's another question too. I know we haven't had the whole set yet, but what color do you think is going to be the breakout color from the set? Like, do you think right now blue, green, white, black? What color do we think is going to be the color that's going to really kind of push things a certain direction? Let me know, everybody, and I would love to hear from you. But until then, all right, let's got our next game here. So we got the General's Enforcer, Azul on the Hunt. We got a decent curb here. We do have technically spot removal and technically card draw. They're both clunky ways of doing it, but they do work. Okay, so in the meantime here, we'll play our planes. We're going to wait on the Dauntless Bodyguard. I want to see what our opponent is playing. Okay, Spiral Canal, so is it more spell slinging? Probably. All right, in the meantime, play the Coppercoat Vanguard. Okay. Do I smell removal? Opponents? Yes, I do. Okay. So, once again, we definitely need Thalia, or we need Mai. One or the other. Okay, Banalish Sleeper doesn't quite do it for us, but that's okay. Oh, wait, we'll name Human, sorry. And... General's Enforcer coming down first. We will protect it with Dauntless Bodyguard. Alright, and pass. We can get a 4th land. Azula on the Hunt will be nice. Let's see. Den Splendid saying potential for Liliana Planeswalker in a white that transforms into a black one. Wait, was that revealed yet? I haven't seen today's previews, so I don't know what's come out today. Has that been confirmed? Okay, opponent, Fiery Impulse. Unfortunately, that means we do lose Dauntless Bodyguard here, but I guess we'll sacrifice it. So that way, at least it goes to our graveyard. Okay, General's Enforcer number 2. Not quite helpful, but I guess once we get our 4th land drop, we should be okay. Down to 18. Okay, come on, deck. I really could use right now a taxing effect. Our opponent is going to go off here, and I really could be in a better spot if we just had something to slow them down. Anything. Okay. Opponents. They got the Fiery Impulse. Okay, so they make their token. They're still doing their card draw on this card. Okay, opponent will swing. Yep, they do. Okay, General Kudro. Okay, well, that's not horrible. I mean, he does help us out a little bit here, so we'll start eating up cards. So I guess that works. Take away the Fiery Impulse. Down to 15. So at least with him, every time a human enters, we can start eating up stuff. But our opponent now has to actually start worrying about their graveyard. Can we get there against another Izzet Spellslinger deck? Oh man, just again, if we only had Mai right now, we'd be completely hosing our opponent. I suppose if nothing else, I guess General Kudro is indestructible right now, so we can at least block for a bit. Okay, opponents. They have to destroy... No, they have a Lightning Axe after all. Okay. Dang it. So, small price to pay. We will have to eat a big hit here. But that's okay. Down to 11. Okay, Secluded Courtyard, okay. So let's see. We'll name Human, of course. Okay, so tricky turn here. They got a lot of cards already in the yard. Like a lot. I don't know if it's enough for us to actually play like Azula on the hunt, though. But I think that might be our best thing here. So we eat another card. We'll throw away, or eat the other Fiery Impulse. Swing here down to 12. Okay, so 12 to 11. It could still go either way, depending on what our opponent tries to start slinging at us. But man, the one time we really wanted our taxing effects, we just couldn't get them. So I don't know if our opponent's going to have enough here to stop us. It might just be enough. Because I can see right now they're counting. Okay, Treasure Cruise. Do we think Treasure Cruise is okay in Pioneer, everybody? Is this card too strong right now for the format based upon how it's being handled? Should Treasure Cruise be banned? I don't know. It's kind of hard to say right now. Alright, opponent. Going big with the swings. We take out one token. Okay, Thalia. Man, that's way too late, but okay. I guess it's better than nothing. So we eat some more cards. Eat the Treasure Cruise. I'm just going to put this down now for actual... Just for the purpose of just putting bodies out there. Okay? We will eat Lightning Axe. So we're just slowing them down at this point. Let's see. Do we do it now? I guess we'll hold back in case they start making more tokens. But Thalia does slow them down a lot because paying one extra for each spell does hurt. Okay, opponents. Oh, wow. I really don't want to deal with Lilian. I'm sorry, Thalia. Okay. Well, that did cost them a little extra, though. So I'm hoping that was enough. Okay, opponents. Now, they already have another one. Do they? And/or lol, MTG the long way. Indeed. But good morning, my fire friend. How you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Thanks again for joining us today on the chats. Okay, opponents. Ugh. Ugh. This looks like this is going to be their win. We tried, everybody. But yeah, we just couldn't get out Thalia or Mai fast enough. But man, if we had them early on, we could have definitely hosed our opponent here a ton. But it's all good, everybody. Hey, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. I'll let our opponent finish up here while I kind of just sit here and be salty about this. Okay, so for now, okay, well, I guess it won't matter. We'll block what we can. Again, it doesn't matter that much. So, yeah, take the L. So if we die taking out some tokens. Dang it. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, go back down a point. Not a huge deal, though. We're still in platinum. It is what it is. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can get in maybe like one more with the budget deck, and then we'll go convert over to the non-budget deck. So maybe that might help us out and give us a little bit more oomph that this deck can use. But so far, deck's not too bad. I mean, considering it's a taxing deck in a meta right now that's very Spellslinger heavy, it actually does perform well. You just need to get Mai out a little bit faster, though. At least that's from what I've seen. Unfortunately, this hand does not have Mai, but if we can get a third land drop, Adeline here and Kudro can come out. So I'm feeling like we can. Let's name Human. So this time around, we're just going to try to go for an aggro plan. We'll just see if we can just start going on curb. Little by little. Okay, opponent is playing. Okay, it's more spell slinging, everybody. Okay. Well, this is at least the best environment to do that in currently. Pyrexy Missionary. No real value. We're just trying to throw bodies out there because we want to see if we can steamroll our opponent before they start going off. Okay, let's get our swings in while we can. Down to 18. Okay, they're opting. Okay, so that means that goes to the yard. Okay, opponents. Okay, pathway land again. Nothing yet. All right. Well, that's good for us. So that means we put down that. And Adeline comes down. Unless if they have... What is it? Unless they have a lightning axe, I think Adeline should be safe. All right, let's get our swings in. Make it our tokens. Maybe it's a 4/4. Okay, opponent's opting again. Okay. Just doing their thing. Do they not have the right hand? Okay, Fiery Impulse, okay. Small price, but that's okay. Down to 15. So if we get another land, Kudro could be protected by Dauntless Bodyguard as an option. Opponent still has a full hand, though. Oh, they shocked themselves. Okay. That means something's got to come down. Are they doing their spell slinging just yet? Boomerang basics, okay. Annoying, but not the worst. So it is a lessons deck, I take it. Sleight of hand, okay. Let's see. If we put down Kudro... Okay. Pyrexy Missionary, okay. So with that... I think Kudro comes down now. Let's eat the Fiery Impulse. Down to 8. Okay. I don't know if our opponent's waiting for something to come down, or they're just spell slinging just to get stuff in the yard. But as long as we can make humans, we can kind of hose their game plan here just a little bit. Ooh, down to 6. Corey Steelcutter. Okay, opponents. Is that all? General Coot. Okay. Okay, so they bounce him back again. Not the worst, but okay. Here's how we do this. Okay, Kudro coming down again. So I guess, sure, we'll eat another card. Thank you, opponents. And we'll protect them with the Dauntless Bodyguard, eating another card. I'll take that Boomerang Basics. Thank you, opponents. Hey, opponent, you're down to 1. Wow, they really fizzled on their Spellslinger deck, or did they think they were going to get greedy against us? Either way, it's in our favor, so I'll take it. Yeah, the Spellcaster class and the Boomerang base is such a strong combo that it even works in Eternal formats like Pioneer. I do agree with you on that, because I've seen now, trying to ladder up right now, we've been dealing with a lot of these decks. But that's also the reason why I did Human Taxes today, Den Splendid, because I thought maybe a taxing deck might be the right anti-meta deck for the format. But so far it's been doing pretty well. We haven't gotten our tax... Oh, there we go. There's our taxing piece. Okay, so here's how we do this. Phyrexian Missionary. Not full value. I just want to bait our opponent to see if they try to do anything. Looks like they will. Fiery Impulse. Okay. That's fine. All I just wanted to do is just bait them right now. So with that comes down. Maybe? Opponents. Okay. And Thalia. Okay, so they opt again. They're just trying to go off. I understand. No problem, opponents. Gotta do what you gotta do. But the Thalia does slow them down now. So that hopefully should cinch it for us. No attacks yet. Okay. If we can get Adeline down, then I think we might be able to then stop them completely. But Thalia alone should slow them down enough. I hope so. We did manage to eat quite a few of their cards, although they do have a ton of stuff in the yard. Okay. They're counting. Okay, here comes the Treasure Cruise. But they had to take their whole graveyard to do this. Okay. Opponent. New hand. Joy. Okay, sleight of hand, but it cost them 2 to do it. So that's good for us. So now they're not really that efficient. Okay. Is that it, opponent? Do they swing? Nope, they don't. Okay, good. Okay, unclaimed territory. So we'll first off play... And there we go, everybody. Yes, we are doing it. All right. Human taxes, everybody. Getting it done and slowing down those Spellslinger decks. They do not like to deal with our taxing effects. Nice. Feeling good. Hey, I've been doing pretty good with these decks recently in the past couple streams. We've been doing getting quite a few wins here and there. Okay, so let's see. Looking at the clock right now, I'm going to actually just jump to the non-budget deck now. We're going to do it a little bit earlier than we planned. So let's actually talk about the deck briefly. The upgraded version. So if you like the taxes deck, don't worry. I will leave links, of course, in the details once we're done with the live stream later today. But however, what if we take this deck to the next level and upgrade our deck overall? So here, as you can see, we're going to be playing now an upgraded version of the deck that's a lot more stronger. So with this version of our human taxes deck upgraded, so with this one here, we're going to be adding in a little bit more oomph to help us, of course, with the game plan here. Nothing too crazy here, but here's what we're going to do. So we're actually going to take out the Phyrexian Missionary for a little bit here. We're going to try Plague Crafter here, mostly because this one will hit creatures and planeswalkers they can sacrifice. If they can't do either, they can discard a card. So with this, my theory is, based on what we've seen, the Phyrexian card we had right now, not a bad card. But realistically, you're playing it because you want to sacrifice something. So I think we might as well just play properly Plague Crafter here. And our other major upgrade will be Massacre Girl, Known Killer. This will give all of our creatures Wither. Now, granted, we have only a couple of cards in the deck that do have Death Touch, basically Cecil here. So this shouldn't hurt us too much here. What happens with Wither is anytime a source with Wither deals damage to creatures, they do it in the form of -1/-1 counters. So in theory, stuff like, say... Mai with First Strike or Thalia here do First Strike. They then wither our opponent down and weaken out those creatures. So that's actually the reason why we want to do this. Not to mention, if creatures with toughness less than 1 do die, we get to draw cards. So that's kind of the theory as to what we want to try with Massacre Girl. I'm not sure if it's actually going to work out fully in theory, but it should work. Now, as far as upgrading the other parts of the deck, mostly it's just going to come down to, of course, the mana base. Always upgrade your mana base, if nothing else, everybody. So with the upgraded mana base here, we'll have some rare lands. We'll throw in the Verge lands. We have Godless Shrine. We'll now upgrade to Cavernous Souls, so this means all of our creatures will be uncounterable, which is good against Spellslinger decks. That's the reason why we want it. To help us out in some instances where we don't have creatures on board, we'll use Mutavault here, so we'll use 3 copies of this. A single copy of Plaza Heroes. Since we do have a lot of legendary cards, this can help us out with protecting one of them, or at the very least can help us fix to what we need. Now, as far as the other upgrades here, we'll throw in Westville Abbey. This one's a spicier option for us. I don't know if this card still has what it takes in 2026, but we're going to give it a shot here. The idea here is you can use this to make some tokens if we need to, but realistically, if we get to a point where we want to close out the game, we could sacrifice 5 creatures, we transform the land, untap it, and it becomes Ormendal Profane Prince. So this becomes a giant demon that has flying, lifelink, indestructible, and haste. So this in some ways can be a surprise attack against our opponent to either just destroy them or give us a big demon creature that can help us out. At least that's what we're hoping for with it. Otherwise, the only other small utility pieces is we're going to trim down to 1 swamp, 1 plains. We'll throw in a Gonjo Seed of the Empire. We'll throw in Castle Lockwain for more card draw, and Castle Ardvale because this makes human tokens for us if we get to a point where we're kind of just sputtering our wheels. As far as the upgrades to the sideboard now, we'll have some more oppressive pieces that really kind of hose opponents depending on what we throw in. Throw in 2 copies of Draneth Magistrate here, so our opponent can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. This will be great against exile decks, decks that try to search their libraries for spells to cast, things like that. If we want to shut down our opponent completely on spells entirely, we could throw in Voice of Victory here. The only awkward part is its mobilizability will only make warrior creature tokens, so it doesn't make humans, but it still in theory can work out in some instances to give us some temporary pump. Either way though, we want it because your opponent can't cast spells during our turn, so we can protect ourselves even more with this. Keep the Knights of Dusk Shadow for life gain decks. We'll now throw in a single copy of Jinra here, Dauntless General here. So she's a legendary human soldier. That's a 2/2. When she enters, you can exile a graveyard. So this is instant graveyard hate for us. You can sacrifice her if you need to give all of your humans indestructible and hexproof until end of turn. So this can be just a good spell overall for us for whatever we need to. For Artifact and Enchantment Hate, we'll now throw in Lauren of the Third Path here. When she enters, destroy one of those. And also, if you need to, you can draw another card. Although you do have to have your opponent also draw a card too, which is kind of a downside, but that might be a small price to pay just to make sure that we can get her in consistently. We'll throw in the extra Thalia here into the sideboard. Thalia, Heretic, Cathar. So this one has first strike and gives all of our, makes our opponent's creatures enter tapped as well as their non-basic lands. So this can hose opponents that get a little too cheeky with their multi-color decks. Keep the Night Clubbers again for softening up opponents with -1/-1. That in theory can also work pretty well with Massacre Girl, so that we want that. And we'll throw in a single copy here of Campbell, Profiteering Mayor. This is mostly for token decks out there. Whenever one or more tokens your opponent's controls enters, we can copy them. Anytime we then get one or more tokens to control enters, we can make our opponent lose life and we can gain 1 life off of that. So that's the theory of how this all works. But that is now the upgraded deck for everybody. Let's see. Let's give this one a much more, let's give this one a shot here and let's see if this one actually might do better than the current one. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. We've been actually ranking it pretty well so far today. So I've been pretty happy about that. But okay. So, as we're now getting to the halfway point, everybody, just as another friendly reminder for you, if you do enjoy the content, whether you're watching live or you're watching on the replay and you haven't done so already, show some extra love. Please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you're watching the content so you don't miss out on any of the gameplay, booster pack openings, live streams, deck techs, and so much more. If you want to help us out even beyond that, we do have a Patreon, and also you can be one of our paid members over on YouTube there, so you can help us again keep this channel going with your extra support there, with also checking out some exclusive videos that actually do not get posted to the regular part of the channel. And then finally, even if you don't want to support me financially, that's not a big deal. If nothing else, join our growing group of fiery friends on Discord here. Whatever you do to help us out, I really appreciate you guys. Even if you're just watching casually, your support will help keep this channel going. And of course, all links are located in the details below. Whew, okay, now that I got my shilling out of the way, let's go, let's see what we got. Coppercoat Vanguard, Dauntless Bodyguard, Massacre Girl. We literally are running off of Cavernous Souls. We got all the Cavernous Souls. We're literally going to just say, hey, you know what? We cannot be countered at all. Okay, so we'll play the first one. We'll place it on humans. Dauntless Bodyguard. For no real value, but we just want to start putting out bodies. Okay, opponents. Playing Watery Grave, okay. Do they have spot removal? I mean, even if they do, the Cavernous Souls should help us out here a lot. Oh, Tome Scour. Oh, okay, so they're a mill deck. Okay, that's fine. See what they're trying to mill, though. I can't see yet. But I don't think it's going to be good. The Cavernous Souls again. Also on human. Coppercoat Vanguard. So now we have our ward going. Start hitting our opponent down to 15. Okay, so opponent, what are you trying to pull off with your milling shenanigans? I forgot that Tome Scour is... Oh, already? Okay, free win, I guess. Yay? Okay, whatever. I'll take a win. I will take a free win anytime. Because if nothing else, it gets your dailies done a little quicker. Remember to always get your dailies done, kids. 4 wins is all you need. Anything beyond that is just extra bonuses. But okay. I guess we'll shake it off and just try again. In any case here, while we're loading up for the next one, what do you think is going to be the best creature type going into Lorwyn Eclipsed, everybody? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Obviously, we're going to be playing Goblins when Lorwyn drops. I'm looking forward to playing Goblins again, and I think Goblins should have just enough support now that maybe we can make a good deck in Standard for them. On the other hand there, I mean, we could look at, again, playing with some of the new toys from Merfolk. Elves, obviously, we got to do a Brawl deck up around Elves. There's definitely some good stuff there. I know we already played one a little while ago. We definitely got to do another one. Because there was this very specific card that came out and was previewed a while ago that we definitely want to play in Elves. So I'm looking forward to that. Thoughtseize, okay. Oh, that means they're going to throw away Mai. Watch. It's got to be Mai. Because that's the one card that will probably hose their deck. Opponents? It has to be Mai. I'll be very shocked if it's not Mai. Opponents? Yep, of course. Okay, we got another Cecil, which we don't technically need, but that's okay. We have the Coppercoat Vanguard, so Cecil has a little protection. It's down to 15, but we also go to 15. Okay. If we could flip Cecil, then maybe we should be okay. Okay, he's got Ward 1. Likely Cliffs probably means it's going to be a Rakdos mid-range. Okay, Sulfur Springs. What else you got, opponents? Show me. Show me what you got. Bring it on. Okay, Blood Tithe Harvester, that's cute. Okay, so for this, here's how we can do this here. I guess Copper Goat Vanguard again. Big swing here. Does our opponent block? Blocking Cecil is not good for them. They could take out the Copper Coat, which weakens us for a smidge, but see what they do. On the other hand, keeping them alive means we have double ward, so that also might be something that hurts our opponent. What will you do, opponent? 7 damage is 7 damage. Dang, I kind of wish we had the Plague Crafter option for us, but that's okay. Okay. In the meantime here, opponent thinking it out. Okay, so they are going to block. That's fine. They go to 10. We go to 11. Okay, one more point, and Cecil will flip. Dan Splendid, it's 2026, and you still haven't made updated guides on crafting dual lands. Oh, no. Ugh. All right. You got me. I do realize now that I did say I was trying to do more content that's focused on not just deck techs. Okay. You got me, Densplendid. Okay. So I think after I do my next deck tech, okay, and I swear, because Lorwyn is coming out and that is going to have Shocklands coming back into Standard, I will get it done. I swear, I will get it done this time. But I probably got to redo the footage because some of it is probably outdated now. But okay. That's fair. Appreciate you calling me out on that one. Okay. But for now, what do we do here? Planecrafter goes bye-bye. They sacrifice their con. Down to 5. We flip Cecil. We're at 8. But now we have Cecil as Redeemed Paladin. So that actually might be good for us here. If we get another land, Phyrexian Missionary can be used for full value. Okay, they draw 2. But yeah, you are right. I have not done a new land guide in like years. So sorry about that. It has been on my to-do list, but I did say this year that I really want to start trying to do more. Again, I love doing deck techs, but you're right. I do want to start building actually more guides for more beginner players and update some of my old guides that might be a little bit outdated. So we'll try to start doing that. As the next couple weeks go by, there's going to be so many decks out there. So I'll probably start saving deck techs now for my live streams. And that means that we might can fit in, you know, more tips and tricks for you guys. Better tips and tools for drafting. Better ways to sideboard. And yes, of course, we'll get that land guide done. Okay, Fatal Push. All right, so that means Cecil is now vulnerable. Ugh. Ooh, Unstoppable Slasher. Okay. Opponents. We go to 6. So here's how we do this. Phyrexian Missionary for full value. Okay, for here, we'll get... What do we want, though? I think we'll get Plague Crafter back. That's probably the most logical thing. Let's see. Do we attack? No attacks yet. If Phyrexian Missionary goes, so be it. Okay. So I think the best one... I need to also figure out the best way to write out how I want to do the land guide. Because dual lands are definitely tricky. And I don't know if I want to touch upon tri-lands. That also might be a bit too much for the guide. But yes, so dual lands... Let's see, looking at my calendar right now, my desk. So let's see here. Okay, so we're looking at what? The 6th, the 11th coming up. So that'll be... Okay, so that'll be the deck tech. After that, I'm probably going to say, yeah, the 18th or 19th we'll probably be able to get done the next one. That should be fine. Okay, ooh, Plague Crafter again. So here's how we do this. Cecil on one side here. Technically, it's a different creature, so that doesn't involve here. Plague Crafter. Okay, opponents. Let's see here. We sacrifice. It's probably not enough, though. So they have to sacrifice one of these two. It's not going to be the Archfiend. I definitely know it's not going to be Archfiend. They're probably going to get rid of Reflection of Kiki because that's the weakest card that doesn't do anything. On the other hand, they might. Okay, they do. Okay, we lose 2 life. Swing here. It's still not enough because Archfiend, of course, has flying, so they could block and we still lose. Well, technically, they do have to block something. Okay, let's see. What opponent's going to try to do here? Anything, opponents? Hello? Come on, opponents. Any day now. But at the very least, even if they have to block, that gives us a little bit of life back. So maybe that's enough? I don't know. This is a tricky spot we're put in right now. Okay. So they do block here, and they block there. So we get a little bit of life gain back. We're up to 10, but we do lose the life back to 8. So they can swing here. Oh, yeah, that's right. So I guess it really won't matter what they do. Because even if I don't block, let's see. They round up. Oh, yeah, they round up. Okay, we're dead. We're dead, everybody. They can turn on Mutavault if they want to. They can just swing with both creatures. I can block with Cecil, but that still doesn't help us out here. Because we still lose the creature. And we also will take 2 on top of Archfiend. I wonder if our opponent knows that. Oh. Okay, so they took the removal route. Okay, fine, opponent. Go ahead, swing. Go ahead. It's okay. But I do appreciate you bringing that up also earlier, Densplinit. So I'm definitely going to now re-look at the old footage if anything can be salvaged. But most likely, I'm probably going to have to redo it in a very different way. So it's all good. I will look at that now. So let's see. Got to put together the entire list of all the duels that are in Arena. And we'll evaluate them. Explain my reasoning as to what you should craft. And what we probably should hold off on for not for crafting. If you crack them for free in packs, cool. But for certain cards, you definitely gotta get sets of. Margaret Keenan, hi, good afternoon. How you doing today, my fire friend? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Appreciate you being here today. Let's see. Okay, so as I'm starting to contemplate now and have in my head like my next video, because literally I'm just always like coming up with new stuff. So let's see. So we got our Vergeland, got Westvale Abbey, Iganjo. No 1-drop for now, but that's okay. We can still curve out decently here. We just need to get to... Let's see what our opponent has. Blooming Marsh, okay. So, Duress. Oh. Got him, opponent. Nothing for you to discard, because it's all creatures. I'll take that. Alright, so for now, Vergeland. Okay. Phyrexian Missionary, that's cute. So I guess for now we'll play the West... Wait, no, hold on. Counter Assaults on Human. Coppercoat Vanguard cannot be countered, but he is vulnerable right now to spot removal. Opponent. Fatal Push, as always. It's okay, though. That's 1 less card in hand that they have. So we're slowly starting to build on that. Densplinit, Dimir Bounce is solid and very infuriating to go against. Okay, so with that, is that something you would... Let's see. Oh, okay, we can't really play anything right now. I thought... Okay, kind of messed up there. That's okay. Okay. Deep Cavern Bats. Doing Deep Cavern Bat things. So let's see here. How do we want to do this? We're only awkward because we don't have a white source, and I need that white source for Gonjo to do anything. Opponent will hit us, and they'll start drawing cards most likely. Yep. Okay. Kalissa might be a key card in Pioneer coming up soon, especially now that we're going to be doing a lot of stuff that involves counters. So that actually might be something to make note of. Okay, in the meantime here, let's play Phyrexian Missionary for full value. But yeah, I definitely would... Maybe I'll give Dimir Bounce also a shot too, Densplinit. I have been seeing some good stuff from some people that have been brewing. And I'm sure your build, of course, works just as great. So even if everyone blows up with Fatal Push, we still get the Coppercoat back. Okay. Okay, Deep Cavern Bat again. they will start getting rid of more of our cards. That's very annoying. But it's all good. If we just get rid of that Glissa, we should be fine. We just need a white source. And now we're kind of in a really awkward spot with our mana base. Okay, down to 13. General's Enforcer. Not quite what I wanted now. But okay. It's something, I guess. Okay. Still not where we want to be at. Wow. This is the first time our mana base has been very clunky against us. Like, I really need that white source to take out Glissa. After that, we should be able to then kind of have our game plan go off. Okay, down to 10. Dang it. Okay, looks like Golgari mid-range. Still doing work when they can. Down to 8. Okay. Thalia. Well, Thalia, I guess, is not horrible. She does have protection. Okay, so at this point, then... Wow, I really... Ugh. I don't want to do it this way. Fine. Dauntless Bodyguard on General's Enforcer. And pass. So at least with this really, really bad combo here, we can get rid of Glissa in one swoop. We would just need to hit, and protect everything. Liliana? Oh. That actually might hurt us. Wow. We just fell behind here completely. Dang it. So it forces our opponents. Okay. Mutavault. Sacrifice the Mutavault. Okay.
Must be made.
Opponent can still swing with their bats. Yeah. Oh, okay. They're all swinging with everything. Okay. Well, not what I want to do, but I do not have a choice here. Activate. General's Enforcer. So Glissa goes bye-bye, but after taking a lot just to do it. Down to 6. Okay. Caverner Souls again. Play Massacre Girl. Caverner Souls on Human. Try to take out Liliana here. Does Dread Knight take the hit? They do. Okay. So we kill it. We have to draw a card. Okay. Well, that's something, I guess. Okay. So now at least we kind of are in an okay spot. Sort of. If our opponent has removal, though, then General's Enforcer is going to be in trouble. Okay, they make us discard.
Drop it.
Throw away the extra Massacre Girl. Okay. Opponents. I now need to get rid of... Words are hard, by the way. Get rid of Liliana. Can we do that? 3 cards in hand, opponent. You've also still got Mosswood Dread Knight waiting in the wings in the graveyard. But if we can eat it with General's Enforcer, we should be okay. Ooh, Bloodletter. Ugh. That's not good. Anything else, opponent? Fatal Push. Okay. So now we're vulnerable again. Down to 4. Okay, Castle or Lockwain. Massacre Girl takes out Liliana. So at least that's gone, but it's too late. No matter what we do, yeah, we're dead. I'll just take the L now. Hang it. Taking a few losses here, everybody, but that's okay. Maybe we got a little too greedy with our mana base. But that's all right. I mean, it is what it is. No big deal. Okay. Shaking it off. Let's keep it going. We still are doing pretty well today overall. We've gotten at least, what is that, 4 or 5 wins? That's been pretty good so far. Granted, a couple of them have been free wins, but hey, I'll take them. Okay. So, next question for you guys is, for those of you who have seen all of Lorwyn's current spoilers, what are you brewing with the latest cards that you have seen? Are you looking to update decks that you've already created? Or are you looking at a brand new deck that you've seen that's inspired you by key cards that have come out for the set? Let me know, everybody. I can say right now that the one deck that I've been wanting to do is, now that we have some token support here, maybe we can do Kithkin. I'm huge, of course, on creature decks, so I'm definitely jazzed about that. All right, play Gauntlet Shrine tapped. All right. Plains, alright. Speaker of the Heavens. Okay, Cavern of Souls again. So let's see here. We'll play the Cavern of Souls on Human. Thalia. So it looks like it might be the... I'm guessing it's the Collected Company Angel deck? Or it might be just mono white angels too. Let's see. What will our opponent play? As long as we can keep the Speaker of the Heavens from gaining life, I think we should be fine. We'll play Plaza of Heroes. Adeline coming in. We swing. Start making tokens. Down to 18. Down to 17. Nice! Okay, so next, Dauntless Bodyguard. Protecting either Thalia or Adeline. One or the other. Ooh, okay. So it is the Angel deck. Alright, nice. We got General's Enforcer too, so that's good. On human again. General's Enforcer. So now all of our legendaries are indestructible. At this point, we'll also protect the Enforcer. Nice. Okay, start getting those swings in. Nice. Obviously, they're not going to block. Well, they could block, I guess, Thalia. Ooh. All right. That could have been a free block opponent, but okay. I guess it's fine for us. Hey, that means we can just keep going and doing our thing. So I'm guessing they have another... Okay, they have Aerith. Okay. So they gain life. Start putting counters on her. Huh. So I guess maybe it's just a life gain deck? I don't see usually Aerith played with angels, but okay. That's cute. Okay, we got a Fatal Push. That's good too. So with that, we will swing. Okay, so the key here is if they block and kill one of our tokens, then the Fatal Push can do its thing. Nice. You take the bait, opponents. Down to 15. Down to 6. Nice. We Fatal Push away. I would rather deal with that Righteous Valkyrie while we can, because that actually would be very devastating for us. Okay, opponent down to 9. Temporary lockdown. Okay. Wow. That shuts us down a lot there. Ugh. I didn't think they'd actually play that in the main deck. Who plays... Seriously, who plays this in the main deck? Honest question. Okay, so we're up to 13 now, and now we might be a little bit behind, but we'll try. Okay, Thalia. We gotta rebuild. Down to 9. Okay, so we're not dead, but we're in a bad spot. In a really bad spot, actually, now. Let's see. Is there a way out of this? I don't know. Maybe we should have actually gotten rid of... I don't know. It was a tough call, because I guess Fatal Push could have taken out Aerith, but then those counters would have gone on the Righteous Valkyrie, and that also would have been bad. I don't know. It just feels like there wasn't really a good choice there, but I'm pretty sure that Righteous Valkyrie getting out of the way was the better choice. The amount of life you can get immediately from it from clerics... Oh, I realize now. They're a cleric deck. Wow, I'm so dumb. I think that's probably the reason why it made more sense to Fatal Push away the Righteous Valkyrie, because Aerith would have to swing in order to get the life gain. Okay. Either way, I don't know. If we lose it, we lose. But for now, opponent is thinking. Nothing? Okay, they're using their timeouts. Well, while our opponent is trying to figure out life right now... Huh, get it? Life gain? Yeah? Eh? There's my laugh. Thank you. But yeah, seriously, while they're trying to figure out their next move here, question I was also going to ask you guys about Lorwyn. What would you like to see more of format-wise? You want to see more Pioneer decks that I'm doing again? Should we go back to Standard? Do you like seeing all the Brawl decks? I'll probably put out a poll again soon about what formats you want me to kind of start building again more towards. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Okay, so we can't swing anymore. Now that we're in a really awkward spot here, We're going to have to wait it out. We can give something hexproof and indestructible, but that's not enough. We need a creature with death touch. We need Cecil right now to at least give us some way of bargaining against our opponent's stuff. Or if not that, we need another fatal push. Just something to shut them down. Man, if we only had Lore in the third path in the main deck, we actually could blow up that temporary lockdown. That actually would get us back in this fight. But it looks like we're a bit at a standstill right now, both of us. Might come down to a top deck right now to see what we get. Oh boy. Ooh, the tension. Ugh. But they got 4 cards in hand. I'm sure they have to have something that could stop us. Maybe they were thinking that we actually do have an answer too. Also, if at least we had our other land, we can start making humans and we can start going wide there. I don't know. Okay, nothing, opponents? Okay. Oh, jeez, now we're getting just lands. Okay, okay, guess both of us are stalling now. Somebody here has to give. I would like to see if we can get at least something that can help us just start breaking the stalemate, but we need either card draw or we need to start making tokens. A General's Enforcer out here would also be great. Come on, deck. Please. Please give me something that can break the stall. But our opponent's also out of timeouts, too. Did they just give up? Okay. Well, if our opponent gives up, I mean, hey, another free win for us, but I really actually would have liked to have seen if one of us can actually break the stall. Okay. It's all good, everybody. Let our opponents sit here and think it out. Or maybe they're not there. I don't know. Okay. Opponents? You there? Hello? Hello? Wow. They just gave up? Okay. I'm a little speechless, but okay. I guess I'll take it. Yay. I was hoping that we can actually see if we can play a little bit longer there. It's all good. Win's a win. Taking our wins, trying to rank up still. All right, once again, just shaking it off, and we get the good times rolling. Okay, so we're getting close to we're on the last quarter of the stream, everybody. So let me know in the comments, everybody, how have you been feeling about the deck so far? Do you like what we're playing today? Are there suggestions you would give? Be more than happy to hear you out on whatever you want to say. All right, but until then, let's see here. We don't have a black source, which is a little awkward, but we do have Thalia. Ooh. Do we risk it? Oh, who am I kidding? I'm always the person that takes absolutely silly risks. So you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Play the Dauntless. Play the Plains. Play Thalia next turn, and hopefully that should get us to what we need. Spectral say, oh. All right. Spirits? Exorius Spirits? That's what I'm guessing. Okay, good. We got the Godless Shrine. That's fine. Castle Ardenvale for now. Thalia. All right. So it looks like they probably are going to be a Spirits deck. Okay, they swing. Down to 18. Seam Rip. Okay. It's annoying, but that's okay. Small price to pay. Not a huge deal. Verge Land. We'll play... Let's see here. Cecil Dark Knight. Do you have an answer, opponent? Nothing? Okay. Dauntless Bodyguard. On top of Cecil. Okay. And we pass. So let's see here. General's Enforcer can come in. Okay, so they do have stuff. They're swinging. Okay, Copper Coat Vanguard. That's good. Ugh, took the shock hit, but that's fine. Here's how we do this. Playcrafter. Okay, opponent, if you have an answer, now's your chance. Oh, they don't. Okay. Well, sacrifice the Dauntless Bodyguard. Anything else, opponents? Spectral Sailor, that's good. Swing here with Cecil. Damage, okay, to 18, but we go down to 12. Okay, so let's see. Nothing yet from our opponents. They're just hitting us. Nothing yet. Okay. Well, we got 2 fatal pushes, so that's great. So let's see. What do we want to do here? I think let's play Coppercoat Vanguard. If they do have a counterspell, so be it. But we do have 2 fatal pushes. Nice. Okay. Big swing here. Enduring Curiosity. Okay. We can't take that out until... Okay. Fatal push away Supreme Hand. Okay, so now we managed to... Okay, that does flip. Okay, nice. So now we have Coppercoat Vanguard with a Cecil. It's a 5/4. Maybe? We got this one here? Mausoleum Wanderer. Okay, that's cute. Anything else, opponent? Nice. Okay, so with that... Phyrexian Missionary. General's Enforcer. If they counterspell here, they don't. Okay. This is good. Cecil doing its thing. So that means indestructible. Yeah, take a big hit here, opponents. Oh, that's a beautiful hit there. Now we go back up to 13. All right. Now we're back in this fight. Okay, opponents. Still trying to hit us here. They will get some card draw off of that, which is, again, annoying, but not the worst. The biggest thing we're trying to do right now is just keep everything alive. Okay. If they play another card, then we can actually blow up Supreme Phantom. Okay, so in that case then, you know what? We're going to do this now. I know they have to have a counterspell. There it was. Okay. But we wanted to bait them into that. Okay, so there we go. Supreme Phantom. Do you counterspell again? And our opponent has had enough. Another victory goes to us. Yeah. All right. All right. Feeling good. Deck is still doing its thing. We're getting our wins in. With a deck that I think actually works pretty well in the current meta. All right. Getting our dailies done. Let's keep the good times rolling. So let's see here. We've got... Let's see, looking at the clock right now. Okay. I'm looking at it right now. Depending on how long these might take, we'll try to get in as many more matches in the next like 25-30 minutes. We'll do our final wrap-up of the stream. We'll cover everything, and then we'll kind of give you a nice little sneak peek as to what's to come for the upcoming videos. So we're almost there, everybody. I do appreciate everybody being with us today, and I still thank you all for been watching this. Even if you're watching on the replay, thank you. But until we get to that end, we still got a little bit more gameplay to go through, everybody. So let's see. Can't really play anything with his hand, so it's a little awkward. Mulligan. Okay. Well, at least the Godless Shrine could make sure we can cast things. So for here, put away Adeline. I guess it's better than nothing. Okay, they play on black. Ooh, we got Mai. That's good. Tapped. So Citadel, a cave. Huh. Okay, Gifted Etherborn. That's cute. Mutavaults. We will play Fatal Push. No, opponents. Pass. Okay. Next, if we can get another land in, should be okay. Unholy Annex, okay. Galaxy Sheeple, or Sheepy, I should say. Good afternoon, my fire friend. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. How long have you been playing this? Like as in like the stream, the deck, or Magic in general? Sorry if I misunderstand. Okay, Cavern of Souls, that's fine. Play on Human. Let's see. We will... What do we want to play here? Let's play Adeline. Okay, opponents. 1, 2, they got 6 cards in hand. How long have you been playing the game? Oh, good question on that one. Okay. I began in the early days of Magic. We're talking like the 90s era, which shows you how old I am. But then I took a break around 2003 to Magic. I came back to the game in 2017, so like about 15 plus, more or less, years ago, thanks to some coworkers. So that got me back into the game around Ixalan, and I've been back since. I've been enjoying, of course, playing once again. but I actually didn't do content until 2020. So that kind of gives you a little bit of a timeline as to what I've been doing.
Nobody knows Domino.
Okay, opponents. Sort of Aileen. Okay.
One of your friends has to leave.
Copper Goat Vanguard. So here's how we do this. Plaguecrafter. I'm glad I actually swapped out the Fire Exing card for Plaguecrafter. So this forces our opponent to lose Liliana. That's good. Phew. Okay. So that's off the field. Man, we just need one more mana. We can at least get Mai into General's Enforcer, and we have a way of protecting our game plan. Wow, that's older than you are? Yes, I'm sure for many of my viewers, they get shocked when I'm like, yeah, I'm an old fireball here. Very old. But I've been around for the old days, so I guess you could say I'm a Magic boomer. Although I will say though, I have missed out on some of the better moments of Magic in the 2000s to 2010 era. Like that time frame, I think between like 2005 to 2000, I would say like 2013, 2014 was probably the golden era of Magic. A lot of stuff happened in that era. A lot of good stuff too. Okay, let's see here. This is tricky. Our opponent has a bit of an edge because we're not drawing our lands. Wow, we have 22 lands in the deck. Where are our lands at? Our mana curve's only like 1 point something, I think. Or I forgot. The upgraded deck, I think has higher curve. I don't know. In any case here, let's see. Okay, Plaguecrafter again. Not ideal, but we want to keep the Unstoppable Slasher from poking us, so we'll buy ourselves time. But yeah, if you've been playing Galaxy Sheepy, how long have you been playing the game for, if you don't mind me asking? Do you play any specific formats? Do you have a favorite deck? Okay, until you take your time to answer, but until then... Okay, our opponent's kind of has a bit of a edge against us here, but we're going to try. Let's see, so we once again name Human. Play Mai. Okay. General's Enforcer. Oh, I realized I probably did that the wrong way. Oh. I should have put down General's Enforcer first. Then at least this way they would have been forced to blow up the Enforcer before Mai. Dang it. It's all good, though. It's all good. I mean, we've been actually winning a lot more today than we've been losing, so I'll take it. But our opponent right now is just... They're on a roll. They are definitely on firing on all 4 cylinders, and we are looking very, very clunky right now. Well, at least the duress doesn't hurt us. Okay. Opponent hits us down to 6. Ugh. That's not good. Down to 4. Okay. And at this point, yeah, we're toast. No matter what we do at this point, I mean, I could play whatever. We're still going to lose. So I play that. Bring back Mai, because... Or I guess I could say even Plaguecrafter. It doesn't matter. Bring that back. And I'll just take the L now. Such a shame there. Okay. It's all good, everybody. So I guess now at this point we're just Platinum 3 for forever, but it's all good. Feeling pretty good still far. Deck overall still feels pretty good, even with the current format. To be honest, I sound like I'm 20. Well, thank you for that. I think it's just probably the enthusiasm I have for the game. So what's keeping me young, everybody, is what's keeping me young. Okay, let's see here. Let's get our next game going here. All right, we're locking in this time.
It's time to
Yeah, all right, okay. Let's get this one going. We're going to get a win out of this one. We know we can. We totally are going to get a win here. I could feel it. I could definitely feel it. Okay, so let's see here. We got 3 mana. We got a good curve here. We can cast everything we need. All right, we're solid. Okay, Novice Inspector. Okay, tokens. Let's see. Is it a token deck? Guess we'll find out in a bit. Play Cecil. So good early game blocker. All right. What you got, opponents? Got a mount. Ooh. They're also trying to tax us. That's cute. So that means it's pretty much going to be creatures versus creatures in this game. But that won't be too bad against us, because we also have our own game plan here. No attacks yet. We also at least have a way of blowing up Thalia if we need to pinch. Cosmograd Zenith. Okay, so that means for sure we're gonna need to get around that. For now, Play Adeline. No attacks yet. Galaxy Sheepy, how old are you actually, if you don't want me asking? Oh, if you really want to know, I am an old fireball. We're talking like, let's see, how do I put this? If you know what year Super Mario Brothers came out, that's how I can estimate how old I am. I usually don't mention my age too often, but yeah, pretty old. Pretty old. But I'm still kicking and doing things here when I can. Okay, opponent right now, trying to go off with Cosmograd Zenith. So here's how we do this. Okay, Bleach Bone Verge, Play Crafter. So we have to shut him down here. Okay, get rid of that. Dauntless Bodyguard. Okay, protecting Adeline. No attacks yet. Actually, hold on. Oh, I should have attacked, didn't I? I forgot I had Vigilance. Ugh. I really should read my cards more often. That at least would have been a free body. Okay, but opponent here with a Cosmograd. Novice Inspector again. Okay, they investigate. Okay. But yeah, take the time to look up on online, if you haven't already done so, how long ago Super Mario Brothers for the old NES came out. Yep. I'm that old. Actually, now that I think about that, it's been a while since I've actually played other games on stream. Maybe I should play some Mario Brothers again. Oh man, I miss playing Mario Brothers, by the way. Classic game. Okay, in the meantime, but before we get to that moment, let's see. We need a strategy here. Oh, if only I can get around that knight. But I can't. It's 5 mana anyway. Cosmograd is probably what hurts us the most here. Okay, it's fine. Because they already have another Cosmograd Zenith, then it is not looking good for us here. Okay. They're going to go off. Wow. This is something that's interesting, though, from this. Because this shows me there might be another way we can rebuild our deck. But we'll talk about that at the end of the stream. Okay, Warden of the Inner Sky. A Scryan. Anything else, opponents? Anything else? Okay, Scryan again. Okay. They could definitely swing here, which is unfortunate. Okay, big swing here. We will block and block. We sacrifice the Dauntless Bodyguard, so we prevent the damage. And take out the other Cosmograd Zenith. Okay, just softening them up, but at this point we're pretty cooked. Okay, Thalia doesn't ironically do anything in this matchup because of how this works. We could still make the token, but it won't do anything. Down to 13. Yeah. Alright, we'll take the loss on that one. Such a shame. But it's okay. That one, I mean, what would you say to that one, Zugo?
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, you're telling me on that one. Okay, it's all good. Shaking it off, keep it going. Win or lose, we still just keep going forward. Okay, so with that, let's see. I'm trying to see right now. So FYI, everybody, and again, I always like to remind everybody how much time we have left. We're looking at probably about 15 minutes left on the stream. But we will also, of course, as always, we do our final wrap-up of both the deck techs, both the budget version we did earlier, and of course the non-budget version that we're doing here now. After that, if you stick around just a little bit longer, we'll definitely show you a little sneak peek as to what's to come for our future videos that we're going to be doing. Or maybe we might be able to squeeze in a stream maybe tomorrow afternoon as well. I usually don't do back-to-back streams too often, but I think with my schedule currently this week, that should work out for us. In any case, until then, okay, opponent did some mulliganing. That's cute. That works to our favor. Deafening silence. Oh, opponent here trying to make sure we can't do anything. Well, joke's on them. Our deck is all creatures. We got him. Play on human. So this this card doesn't do anything to us. This works against control decks, but not against creature decks. Oh. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon on that. Okay, so they do have authority at the consoles. Plague Crafter. For early damage down to 18. So this doesn't hurt us, but this does hurt us. So wow, okay. So I guess there are taxes deck of their own. Containment Priest. Okay. Huh. Interesting game plan, opponents. Okay, we will keep it going here just the same. Let's see. What do we want? Let's play Adeline. They gain life all of that, which is annoying, but it's small. Not a huge deal. They keep gaining life. They'll block the token, of course. So that kind of puts them back to where we were earlier. So not much progress here, but we're playing it long. Playing the long game here. Adeline will mean we'll start making tokens once we start swinging with everything. General Kudra also helps us out a bit here. Okay, so opponent is definitely trying to out-tax us, but I think we can get them. I think we can get them. Okay, so for now, let's play... Let's see. What's the best option here? I think Coppercoat Vanguard. So it gives us a little extra pump. They will gain life off of that. Dauntless Bodyguard on Adeline. Gain life again. Take a token. They gain still more life. Okay. Opponents, what do you block? They block the token. That weakens Adeline for a moment, but not a big deal. In the long run, we will be able to outdo them here. They're at 13, we're at 18. Okay. Tapland. Containment Priest again. Thankfully, those Containment Priests don't do anything against us, so we actually don't care that they throw them. That's good for us. Okay. Okay, so we got Thalia as well. But what we need right now is we just need more pump. We need to go over them. So General Kudro does it. There we go. Okay, now we're talking. So, no attacks this time around. The reason being is they could chump block completely like Adeline here and use Thalia on the back end to kill it. But they have their own Adeline. Okay. Okay, opponents. All right. Looks like it's the battle of taxes. But as long as we can keep casting things, we should be okay. So let's see here. Let's play Mai. So if our opponent tries to play anything else, we can start taxing away. Our own Thalia slows them down too. No attacks yet. So the next part of the plan, Plague Crafter, Sacrifice, Hopeful Initiate, okay. Okay. And their own Coppercoat Vanguard. Wow, okay, so now this is a full-on stalemate. But very interesting that their taxes deck also added in to the main deck Deafening Silence and Authority of the consoles. Very interesting choice, opponents. Okay, so let's see here. We can block some stuff. This is where we're just going to block with one of our creatures here. Small price to pay, but taking out their Adeline here is actually what we wanted, so that works in our favor. Okay, Plaza of Heroes. We'll play the Plague Crafter. Alright. So they have to lose a creature here. And I guess we'll sacrifice the Plague Crafter itself. Okay. Nice, okay. Containment Priest goes bye-bye. And then let's see here. Nothing else we can really do at this point. So, same thing. It's tempting to swing, but we have to wait a little bit. Another Coppercoat Vanguard. Okay. This can go either way. Okay. Well, we really are at a stalemate right now. Okay. Bleachbone Verge. Okay. I think what we'll do here is we'll play the Fighter X Missionary. Nice. Recast that. We eat their priest, get Plague Crafter back. Okay. Honestly, don't care about the life gain that they have right now. All we're just trying to do right now is slowly soften them up. Okay, so with this... Okay. Last card in hand, opponent. What do you got? Okay, turn on the Restless Bivouac. Huh. Oh, okay. So I guess this is a desperation swing. Okay, sure, opponent. I'll take that. Okay, so let's see. How do we stop this? So first off, all the first strikers go... so from there, that means that... block the Vanguard, block the Vanguard. Kudro stopping Bivouac here. Adeline stopping here. And there we go. Okay. Got the blocks in. Okay. So with that, activate Dauntless Bodyguard. Protecting there. There we go. Okay. First strikers go first. And there we go. Our opponent, I'm pretty sure, was like, you know what? They did not want to deal with what we had, so I'll take it. Your opponent, gain all the life he wants, but we've already got the edge here, and victory will once again go to us. Go ahead, opponents. Sacrifice whatever you want. Okay. They had that desperation swing because they knew our plan was better than theirs. Yeah. All right. We'll take the win on that one. Okay. So, looking at the clock right now, I think this next one, let's make this one our final one for today, everybody. So this will be it. Win or lose. Hopefully it'll at least be a decent match. If we can get at least one good match here, this will be the final one for today, everybody. After that, again, we'll do a quick little roundup, and then we'll kind of give you a little sneak peek as to what's to come for the next couple days for content. But okay, that was a pretty good one. Our opponent, I guess, realized that they did not want to fight us anymore there. Okay, let's make this a good one, opponents.
It's time to
Lock in. Okay, so let's see here. So we got Thalia here, we got Adeline, we got mine. Okay, so we got all of our tax pieces. So depending on what our opponent plays, I guess we'll determine what we throw in. Play the swamp. We got the right lands, we got the Verge lands. A Fiend Artisan. Ooh, I haven't seen Fiend Artisan in a long time. So, let's put down Thalia first. So if they try to cast anything, so it looks like it's going to be what? Jun's Sacrifice? That's an interesting one. I'm curious to see what our opponent's got here. Okay. Oh, they got Patrimol Cub. Okay. Well, let's see how this goes. Okay, they make their mana. Do they sacrifice the Blood Crypt? Okay. I feel like this is an interesting combo I've never seen before. So let's see. So what do they pull out? Okay, so I see what they're trying to do here. They've got a very interesting plan. What do we want to do here? Do we play Plaguecrafter, General's Enforcer? I think Adeline. So we can start pumping up our game plan here. There's no way they're going to block with Badger Mole Cub. We get in a free hit there, down to 16. Okay, so plan right now I think should be my General's Enforcers, so we have protection for our legendaries, and then we can start swinging more aggressively. I think that should be the plan. Ooh, they shocked themselves again. Molt Tender. Breakout, okay. What are they going to grab? They have a very low curb, because it's only 1 and 2 drops right now. Okay, Citrus Supplier. Mill some cards. Okay. Okay, so they have Cruel Somnophage. So it looks like it's some kind of mill combo deck. I've not seen this before, so I'm a little unprepared, but maybe we could just kind of brute force our way through this. Hopefully. Okay, do they eat? If I was to guess, they do that. They make a ton of mana. They sacrifice, I'm guessing, Stitcher Supplier, which mills more into the yard. And that means they can pull out another card with its ability. At least that's what I'm guessing that they're trying to do. Kind of spicy. I like it, but I would just like to know what is the end result. Like, what's their win con? Okay, so they got here missing out. Okay. Okay, Fiend Artisan getting pumped. Okay, nothing so far. Play the Mutavaults. We will play my General's Enforcer. So that just means our creatures are indestructible here, which is great. We now just start getting some raw damage against them here. Very recklessly, I must say. Okay, opponent. All right. Block it and block it. That's fine. Down to 9. If they play any non-creature stuff, we can start punishing them with Mai here. And also she has First Strike, so she can block at least for a little while. Hopefully that should be enough for us. Okay, come on, opponents. Playing Fame here will ping them for 2. 3 cards in hand. What do they have? Okay. Almost there. Can we get one more win today before the end of the stream? Hopefully we can here. But opponent is thinking very, very heavily on this. Urborg, okay. Playing a Lurgoyf, that's cute. Wait, so are they a 4-color deck? Okay, they're playing 2 Lurgoyfs, okay. Anything else, opponents? Nothing, okay. Another General's Enforcer. Not that we need that many, but I guess it helps out giving us redundancy. Okay, nice. So with that, we can swing, swing, swing with all of our legendary creatures who are indestructible and they cannot be destroyed by combat damage. So our opponent now has to block. Okay, token will go bye-bye, of course. They mill a card, okay. Small, okay. Block, and block, and block, and block, okay. Okay, so only 1 creature dies. They do some more milling. The Lurgoyfs are getting a little bit bigger here. Okay. Is there a way out of this? Because now they're putting up a really good defense against us. Very annoying one. I kind of wish we had a Trampler now. General Kudro also would be really good in this matchup here, because General Kudro's ability can also start making us destroy big creatures. Oh wait, I forgot. General's Enforcers here also can be good for exiling. Maybe that might be what we need to do. But I think our plan here is maybe we just start eating up their graveyard. It's probably going to be our best shot here. Okay, opponents. Yeah, so I think that's our game plan here, is we got to start eating up their creatures in the yard. If we do that, we have a bit of a shot here to do our thing. But those creatures are getting a little too big. Yipes! Okay, more milling. Those are some big creatures. Okay, so that means one of them can swing. And that's already bad enough as is. Okay. But thankfully, Adeline can block because she's indestructible, so maybe we might have to now hold back on our swings, just for a smidge. Cavern Souls on human. And we'll just pass here. So the way we'll do this is we're going to go full control for the remainder. So if our opponent starts trying to think they can get Croxes out, we can just eat them if they start eating up their own graveyard. At least that's the plan right now. Do they do that, though? What will you do, opponents? Sacrifice another creature, so they can sacrifice still, which means Stitcher Supplier goes in there. Okay. Fiend Artisan. Okay. If we have to also, we can also make tokens. And then those tokens can also chump block if they need to. So we do technically have options, but their creatures are getting a little big for us. Ideally right now, our Fatal Pushes would be absolutely beautiful in this matchup, because everything's very low to the ground. We just need to stop their plan here. Blood Crypts. Turns on. Is that all, opponents? Do they swing? They do not. Okay, so this gives us a shot here. So first off, let us get out... One Kroaxa goes bye-bye. Sorry, opponent. I'll take that. And that also pumps up Adeline as well, so that's actually going to be good in our favor. Okay, another Plague Crafter. Okay, so with that, I want to play Plague Crafters, but I can't. I need the mana to stay open, so just pass. Okay, back to full control. So in case they try to start eating up stuff, we can kind of slow them down with Kroaxes. Fiend Artisan, number 2. Okay. Their board is huge and scary, but it's not impossible to get around. We just need to hold off a little bit more. If our opponent starts eating their graveyard, though, then that actually comes in our favor with Kroaxes. Okay. This either is going to go horribly wrong for us, or we might be able to hose them. It all depends on what our opponent does here. Let's see. All right. We're down to 21 cards, too, so if they're not careful, they're going to mill themselves out as well. So they're going to have to start doing some big swings here very quick. Fiend Artisan number 3. Ugh. Okay, so that means we have 1, 2, 3, technically 4 ways to chump block. Okay, they haven't done anything yet, so this is now our chance to start eating up stuff. Let's see, get the Lurgoyf. Eat that away. Nice. That does soften them up. Okay, draw again. Okay, Godless Shrine. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put that down because we'll play another General's Enforcer. This is mostly just for chump blocking purposes at this point. So that's all we need them for. If we can start eating away their graveyard, we can soften them up completely, and that means that they won't have much of an option until they start forcing themselves to start swinging at us. Okay, little by little. Plants coming to the board, everybody. I know we can do this. I think we can. Okay, opponent looks like they're going to try to revive Kroaxa, and if that's good, then that falls completely into our plan. Okay. I'm sorry, opponent. We will now activate in response. And I will now take out... What do we take out here? Hold on. Wait, can we not? Wait, we can't do it? Oh, okay. Oh, I thought we can actually get out... Huh. I thought we can eat the Kroaxa before it completely casts, but okay. Okay. Well, I guess that's still annoying, but that's okay. Okay. Either way, we're still softening up their creatures. Adeline still is indestructible, and she's an 11-4, so not like our opponent can swing willy-nilly for now. Okay, still got 13 cards to eat through. Can't eat them all just yet. But... Okay, what does our opponent do here? If they want to start putting stuff in the yard, so be it. Okay, last land down to 7. Do they play Claim to Fame? They give it haste? That would pressure us, but it wouldn't kill us. Okay. I feel like this can go either way. If we can just get a Fatal Push or two, I think we have a shot. But at this point, if we're just going to start flooding on lands, we might as well start eating the graveyard. I don't know. This is actually taking a little bit longer than I thought it was. But it's okay. We can get there, everybody. We can get there. Okay, so sacrifice again another creature. Another fear of missing out. Okay. We're down to 17 cards, though. Opponent is trying to get their game plan to go off. Okay. So Thalia. Wait, no. We already have Thalia. Okay, so... Pass here. Two cards in hand, opponents. We have plenty of tokens. So they've got right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 big threats against us. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chump blockers if we need to. And another one should be coming up in just a second here, once we soften them up some more. I just wish also we had General Kudrow. General Kudrow here would actually be the best option as well, because every time we have a human on board, he would just keep exiling stuff from the graveyard. Man, where's he at right now? I could definitely use him. Okay, opponent still wants to keep going wide. They're trying, but they're down to 14 cards. Let's see. Sorcery card. Okay, so we'll eat up Fear of Missing Out here. That shuts off Fear of Missing Outs completely. We ping them for 5 thanks to its ability. Okay, anything else, opponents? So I think what they were trying to do is they were trying to get the combats to go off again, but we were able to shut that down, so that's good. Okay, they Earthbend. Their only land, okay, that's cute. Okay. Is that it, opponent? Is that it? So they can't use any more of their spells or they will burn themselves and lose. But I think we have an edge here. Man, if we only... Again, I just wish we had General Kudrow. That's literally the only card we need right now to actually hose our opponent completely. Does our opponent swing? Okay, they do. Throw away Thalia. Okay. Block here. So they lose Croaxa. That's good. That does get their creatures back up to... and powered up, but that's not a huge deal. Opponent down to 14 cards. We still have a full deck, but we are pretty much out of action. We just need to draw into what we need. Oh, ooh. I know we can do this. I know we can get this win. Good game, though, by the way. This one's definitely taking a bit more time than I thought it was going to take. So we're going a little bit further than I'd like to, but don't worry. We'll get this done quick. At least I hope we will. Okay, opponents. Still sacrificing. They're down to 14 cards. 13 cards now in the deck. They've got out all their Badger Moles. Pretty much they're just running through their whole deck at this point, hoping to, I guess, maybe overwhelm us before we can stop them. Okay. Dauntless Bodyguard, okay. I guess that would help out, but we're going to wait. So right now... we'll wait it out. No attacks. We will wait it out because if they eat more stuff from their graveyard, that actually is in our favor. Because that will soften up the Herborgs even more. Ooh, boy. This was quite the stalemate. But our opponent's running out of options too. Let's see, so we've gotten already one. They should have another Fear of Missing Out somewhere in the deck. If that one goes in the yard, we have to eat it immediately in order to make sure Fear of Missing Out does not turn on its ability. Because if they turn on their ability, that's what would destroy us. Okay, opponent is thinking it out right now. Does our opponent have the answer? Will we get the victory here? Okay, the claim to fame. So, full... we'll eat that in response. I'm sorry, opponent. You just burned yourself out there for 2 for no reason. Too bad. Okay, cool Somnification. Okay, that's fine too. So our opponent is at 1. So any non-creature spell at this point kills them instantly. And we have plenty of tokens now, so we should be good. Okay. Opponent's still trying. Old Stick Fingers number 2. But they're trying to just basically just pump everything. Okay. I kind of wish we had a burn spell, actually, at this point. I mean, obviously it doesn't fit the deck, but... okay. Ooh, we're almost there. Almost there. Their deck is down to 11 cards. They're almost going to deck out at this point. But I don't know if they're just stalling, or if they have another option. Okay, there's their last fear of missing out. So, does that it? Are we dead? Is this the big swing? No? Okay. So it should be in the clear now. So with that, planes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so Plague Crafter coming in. Mostly this is just to soften them up. Earth Bend, alright, that's cute. Comes back. Okay, no attacks, obviously. Pass here. We're just trying to gum up the board now. They can't play any of their other spells here, so all we just got to do is just turn off their other stuff. Okay, we need to turn off that. So the fear of missing out goes bye-bye, and then we should be good there. Okay, what else you got, opponents? I realize now they probably could have had it in another enchantment, so I think that's their only ways of doing this. So with that, let's eat it now before it's too late. Submit. There we go. So shutting off fear of missing out is a huge thing for the deck, because that means that turns off their combat abilities with the Delirium. Oh, man. Ooh, what a game. What a game. 8 cards in hand. Molt Tender. Doesn't do it. We're almost there. I think we're going to actually be able to deck them out. Okay. Almost there. Almost there, everybody. Come on. Come on, opponents. Go through your whole deck. I dare you to. I don't think at this point they have anything else that can really stop us. Ooh. Fiend Artisan. Triggering again. Okay, so that means, let's see. So that means they can get one. Oh my goodness, we finally got him. Yes, victory. Oh man. What a game that was. We almost decked him out, but our opponent has had enough. They couldn't outgrind us there. And the victory goes to us for the final game today, everybody. Woo, I'm so glad you guys were able to see that. That was an amazing game. All right, all right, all right. So, whew, okay, let's wrap this up now, everybody. So now we're actually going to go to the wrap-up, because that was it for today, everybody, our final game. And I appreciate you all who got to witness that live. That was great. Even if you saw it on the replay, that was still good. So that was Human and Taxes, everybody, for the Pioneer format. So you tell me in the comments below, what do you think? Would you play this deck in any way, shape, or form? To be honest, the budget deck actually feels pretty good. I didn't expect it to actually perform that well, but thankfully, thanks to cards like Secluded Courtyards and Unclaimed Territories, that goes a long way to making sure we fix our mana just right to make sure we can cast all of our creatures. So that would help us out a ton here, even on a budget. Volatile Vault can also be very helpful for us. As far as things you might want to tweak, you can keep the Fatal Pushes, but if you want different removal or if you want different disruption, by all means go ahead and do so. But mostly the reason why you want Fatal Push, from what I've seen, is since our deck already has everything non-creature related covered, mostly you can kind of just focus on the Fatal Pushes. But if you drop those, I suppose you could have been more Mize and more Thalias if you want more consistency with the deck. But again, your mileage varies depending on what you want to throw in. Azul on the Hunt is okay. We didn't really get a chance to see it that much, but the all-stars for the deck were definitely the General's Enforcer here. Banalish Sleeper, Coppercoat Vanguard, a lot of our low curb stuff definitely helped us out. Maybe, I guess I would say, just you can even cut Azula if you want to. Even though it's a budget deck, you can probably add in another copy of General Kudro at the very minimum, if you can. If you can afford it, do so. That helps you, of course, fix one of the problems we could have solved faster in our last game. Graveyard Hate is very, very important right now in the Pioneer format. Lots of spell slinging going around, lots of graveyard shenanigans from what you saw today. So that's at least what I would say for that. As far as the upgraded deck here, whew, what a great deck this is. I actually was really enjoying it. The only awkward part is I don't know what's the best solution for us for card draw. That's the biggest weakness of the deck, is we don't really have a way to draw more cards. Mostly it's just because we're trying to outvalue our opponent while we slowly keep building everything. We can recurse stuff with Phyrexian, Missionary. We can blow stuff up, Playcrafter and stuff. But if you're trying to look for just raw card draw, I'm not sure what's the best of honest for you guys. I don't know, maybe Phyrexian Arena, or maybe, I don't know, Rumor Gatherer, just something that'll help you draw cards. So I would say if you like the deck, kind of just start mixing and matching what maybe works for you if you do want to play this deck. So cards like, hold on. So I would say if you just want raw card draw and you don't really care too much about how you get it, so I would say cards like, where's Phyrexian Arena at? There it is. So Phyrexian Arena, just straight up card draw. You lose 1 point of life, but that's not a huge deal. So if you want something just raw, put that on the end of your curve there. Maybe if you just want that instead of maybe like Massacre Girl, because this is a little situational. Maybe I would put that into the sideboard there. I mean, if you, other cards that might help you out kind of really depend on what your game plan is trying to do. But otherwise, let's see, hold on. So yeah, so Rumor Gatherer was what I was thinking about here. So with this one here, its ability allows you to scry 1. It's a good budget card. And if it's the second time it resolves, you can draw a card. So something you could do here. In terms of other humans, if you want to consider other options for you, and it's really, again, kind of comes down to, you know, how you want to adjust the deck. If you want more life gain, cards like Aerith here helps you out a little bit there. Brutal Cathar, if you want better removal. But the reason why we didn't do Brutal Cathar over, say, like Playcrafter was you really want edict effects in certain matchups that opponents have indestructible cards or hexproof. And so that means you might have to tweak a little bit here. If you want to do more go wide stuff, Cosmograd Zenith is also good for you as well. You could try that out. If you want more disruption, you also have cards like Elite Spellbinder. There's tons of ways you can kind of play around with it with humans if you want to. If you also want some clunky card draw, Mentor the Meek is not horrible, but you might be better off trying to save your mana for other 3-drops. Again, just things to consider overall for you guys. But I think that should be it in terms of what you can cover there. So otherwise, the sideboard real quick. Now, no real opinions on the sideboard, mostly just because we didn't really get a chance to play best of 3. But again, I think this should be good. Just adjust your ratio depending on what the meta is throwing at you. But that's pretty much it in terms of that, everybody. So before we go, the final thing I want to show off is what we're going to be doing for our next live stream. So if you made it this far into the live stream, thanks again for hanging in there, my true fiery friends. Here's a sneak peek as to what we're going to be doing for hopefully tomorrow afternoon. We're going to be playing an affinity deck using, of course, from Avatar here, Yue, the Moon Spirit. She's actually a pretty powerful card, which you can get her water bending ability to go off. If you can get her to water bend, she literally can cast anything for free. That's pretty solid for us. So that's what we're going to be trying to do tomorrow afternoon. Otherwise, our next big deck tech is going to be Midnight Surprise. So we have a nice little combo deck for us where we're going to try to pull off some hilariousness. We're trying to sneak in some quick wins against our opponents by reanimating a single card here to make them lose the game. We'll see how that goes. We're going to still try to finish wrapping that footage up in a bit later today. But otherwise, anything beyond that, maybe we might look at the Delver again. We have a Burnout deck that I'm working on as well. And then the only other thing is I'm going to start trying to work on, again, as I mentioned earlier, some more non-deck techs, some tips and tricks for future YouTube videos. We'll definitely still do on stream, of course, our live gameplay, but we're looking at doing more YouTube videos where we can kind of give you guys more tips, advice, and whatnot. That'll be coming again soon, later in the month. But otherwise, that's going to be it for today, everybody. So one more final shout out to everybody that was here today. So Kalera Kaput, thanks again for being there in the chat. Den Splendid, as always, my true fire friend, appreciate you being there. Andor, thanks again for popping in, giving me that great comment there. Margaret Keenan, I know you said hi for a second, but hello, and thanks again for being there for just a smidge. And Galaxy Sheepy, also for popping in for a little bit and asking those questions. Appreciate all of you guys that have been popping in and out today. Thank you so much. We're going to get a chance to hopefully do this again tomorrow afternoon, everybody. So until then, have a wonderful, wonderful day wherever you're at, and hopefully, again, I'll see you again tomorrow. But as always, before we end the day, got to give you my final piece of advice that you all should consider. Just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. We will see you again hopefully tomorrow afternoon, everybody. Later.